Okay, so shall we begin?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so welcome all to the summer induction of New Vic College. Hope you're all well. I am Atiya Nasir. I'm a chemistry teacher at the college, and joining me are Fran and Henry.
Hello.
Hello. Excellent. Okay, so shall we move on to the first slide?
Yes.
Okay, so for A-level chemistry, guys, we use the OCR exam board for assessment. We expect roughly 5 hours of teaching per week, okay? So the 5 hours of teaching per week are on site in college, hopefully from next September, but we do expect you to submit homeworks, to be able to complete homeworks, and to carry out any independent learning as well, which we do strongly advise. Assessment, well, there will be 2 exams, okay, which are summer-based exams, plus a practical element, which is a practical activity carried out in the classroom, and it will be assessed in the classroom as well. So entry requirements. The entry requirements are that you are expected to achieve an average GCSE point score of 6, okay? So at least 5 in English language and 6 in maths, 6 in science, or a 6 in chemistry. So that's your target. The key topics. So the key topics that we cover in A-level chemistry include organic synthesis, okay, transition metal chemistry, spectroscopy, okay, which includes, it's an analytical technique, you know, mass spectroscopy, NMR, something that's probably quite new to you, periodicity, okay, and structure and bonding. So some of these might sound familiar and some might sound a bit alien at the moment to you. Okay, so if you have any questions regarding what I've just said, we will have a Q&A session towards the end, and you're welcome to type your question into the chat and we will respond to that. Okay. So let's take a peek at next year. Right, now I'm going to share some presentations with you guys, okay? So the first one we're going to look at is the preparation of benzoic acid in the lab, okay? Shall we, is that?
Yeah. Shall I play it?
Yes, let's go for it. Thank you. So we're just adding the mixtures here. So measured out, okay. Okay, so there you get it. We've prepared crystal benzoic acid, but it doesn't stop there. So then we carry out an analytical technique of melting point. So you check the melting point to see how pure your product is, okay? So that's the equipment that you use, the apparatus you use to check the melting point of your product.
All right.
Okay, fantastic. I've just noticed a question pop up. I wasn't talking, so if you couldn't hear me, that's because I wasn't talking and no one else was. But please let me know if you can't hear the next slide, okay? So we're going to present another practical to you that was carried out in our labs. And if there is a problem in the sound, please do let us know then.
Hi, I'm Manoj. I'm doing AS first year, and I'm going to do an endothermic reaction, how it takes place. And I'm going to add a water in a wooden, and I'm going to place a beaker, 100 ml beaker, and this is the thing, like temperature. When I add my barium hydroxide and ammonium chloride, it won't react, and we need to do add some catalyst, or we need to make give some energy to react. So I'm going to do the energy, like mechanical to kinetic energy. This is the temperature one, so it shows a negative, so we are going to cool that. So I'm going to add a barium hydroxide, and I'm going to add ammonium chloride, and I'm going to mix it. As you can see, it reacts, I'm giving it energy and it reacts that. So this is a reaction of endothermic, like when we give this takes in the endothermic reaction, it takes energy from the surroundings and makes the surroundings colder, and it makes, you can see that the 100 ml beaker, it sticks to the wooden stick, and we can see due to the surrounding holder, it sticks to the wooden stick. So it is an endothermic reaction. So when it's in the endothermic reaction, it takes holder from the surroundings, and it's used to, this is one, like this sticks. This is a reaction of endothermic.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so welcome to those of you that have joined us whilst we had these videos on. I'm Atiya Nasir, okay, you might have missed that. I'm a chemistry teacher. I've got Fran and Henry with me, who are part of the chemistry department and the science department, and I'll hand it over to Fran now.
All right, thank you, Atiya. Okay, so we are going to do a little quiz here. Before we do it, I would like you to click on that link I have sent on the chat. So if you can do so. In the meantime, if you have already clicked on it and you are ready to go, could you tell us on the chat which school are you coming from?
I'll let you know, Fran. Okay. We've got Rockby, Eastbrook School, Riverside, Langdon Park, Langdon Academy, Brampton Manor,
We've got quite a number of...
yes, we've got a wide spread of schools here.
Brilliant. All right, so perfect. Also, if you have a periodic table with you, could you get it out? Or could you put it on your phone if possible? Who hasn't got access to a periodic table?
So shall we assume everyone does?
Yeah. Brilliant. So let's go ahead. Just get started with this. We have seen this. This activity is which element is shown on each image. Can you write your response? Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to have a look at the answers so far. Oh. Okay. Good. I can see one of the students for the first element. They have written AU, which is very interesting. Good. For the first one, we do have consensus. It's gold. The second one, I think most of you as well, helium. And the third one, we've got more diversity here. Some of you are saying iodine. Okay. So for the third one, that one that is mostly orange, I don't know, maybe it doesn't show well on the screen, but mostly orange liquid or orange fumes, that's bromine. And the fourth one, neon, yeah. The fifth one, again, a little bit trickier. Yeah, so the fifth one is chlorine, which is just lighter than bromine, yeah. So chlorine is a, if it's pure, it's a pale green, nearly colorless. Bromine is orange, and then iodine is darkish brown. Then number 6, I've got a few answers for the mercury. Well done. Yeah. So, you know, in the old times when we used to have these mercury thermometers, and you have to be very careful not to break them because it's very poisonous, isn't it? Good. So let's carry on. Okay. So, how to prepare well for A-level chemistry? Well, I would say for the summer, have a nice summer, have a great summer, have your rest, but bear in mind that the summer is really long. How many weeks? Maybe 9 weeks? Really long. So our advice is maybe 2 weeks before the course starts, 2-3 weeks, do some reading on chemistry. Just remind yourself of what you learned before. It will help you a lot. So resources you can use, CGP is really good. It's a nice summary of the course. You can go to Chem Guide. This is a good website. Chem Revise, very good as well. So we do encourage you to have a brilliant summer. Enjoy yourself. You deserve it. This year has been tough, but before you study September, a bit of reading revision will help you. Okay, so these are the answers to the previous tasks. We discussed them. Okay, and then, for A-level chemistry, for life, to be a student in general, it's not about just being clever. It's not about just being very hardworking. Of course, that's really important, but it's about many skills. So, for example, you have to be organized. For example, you have to be creative, or at least you have to be open-minded. That's what we are going to do in this task. You have to be open-minded, you have to be positive, and try to solve the mystery here. So what is the mystery? There is a code. You see these numbers, 12, 4, 24. This is a code. So there is a sentence hidden behind the numbers. So how are you going to decode this? Well, for the first minutes, I'm going to let you think about it, and you tell me, how do you think you can solve this code? You can put your answer on the chat, or I think you can put it, I can see here. Let me see what you said. Oh, someone is already starting. Good. Okay, good. That's a good start. I'll let you have a think. I'll give you a clue if you need so. I'll give you a clue in a minute. The little clue I'm going to give you is you can use the periodic table. You should use the periodic table. You have some numbers there for each element. Have a think. So, for example, number 12. Try to find it in the periodic table. Okay. I'm not sure the first one is MG. I have to say, I can see a lot of answers here which have gone for MG. I'm not completely sure it's MG. I can tell you that. Carbon. Yeah, maybe it's carbon. Number 12. Number 4, I can see some heliums. That's going on the right track. So we've got a C, and we've got a H, and we've got an E. Let's see if someone can crack it.
Let's see who cracks it first, Fran.
Indeed. I've got one who has got the first word.
Excellent.
Well, not one, I've got a few. I've got one that has nearly got it.
I've got Mubin saying, is the first word chemistry?
Indeed. Well done, Mubin. Yes. So it is chemistry. Good. How did you work it out, Mubin?
His response is, because you're chemistry teachers.
That's a good thought. That is lateral thinking, isn't it?
So it's not that hard.
All right, good, good. So you know what? Yeah, we've got Henry. We've got it cracked, the code. Let me show you here.
Oh, okay. So Monica has said, is it chemistry is reacting?
Well done, Monica. Well done.
Well
Absolutely.
done.
Chemistry is reacting, which you see, it was popping up here for quite a few. Chemistry is reacting. Yeah, well done. Good use of your creative thinking, and that's what we want to happen. So we want chemistry to react next year and enjoy it. So let's carry on. What do our students say about being here at Newvik? Well, let's hear it.
Hi, I'm Vidisha and I'm studying A-level biology, psychology and chemistry at Newvik, and I started my course at 2020.
All right, that's very nice, thank you. Can you just tell us a little bit about your journey at Newvik?
Well, my journey at Newvik has been really amazing actually. I got the opportunity to study the A-levels that I need for my future university careers as well. And I would really recommend Newvik to students, especially coming from abroad, because it really gives an opportunity to people from diverse backgrounds, and including myself.
Okay. And what would you say about the teachers and the staff?
The teachers are really good actually, and they're amazing. The staffs are amazing. They will provide their best help for our education, and yeah, they're really helpful.
Okay, I think that's perfect. Thank you.
All right, brilliant. Could you hear it? Well,
I could.
yeah, brilliant. Good. Okay, so I think this is probably the best time of the session. This is your time to ask questions. Please do. So if you want to put your mic on, do. If you want to put the questions on the chat, that's also fine.
We haven't got any questions coming up yet, Fran. But
That's okay.
oh, here we go. We've got one. Okay, so we'll give that priority. Okay. We've got somebody saying, are there going to be entry exams?
No, so the entry criteria is based on the GCSEs that you will get in August. It's only sometimes for international students that we do an entry exam. So if they don't have GCSEs, then we will assess them. But other than that, we go by your GCSEs.
Okay, thank you for that, Fran. Next question. Ayan is saying, when do we have exams when we start the course? So I guess he's asking for the first set of tests or exams that we have when we start the course.
So you can expect to have a test in maybe in the third week of the course. So in the first weeks, the plan is to fill in gaps that you may have from GCSE, and then you will have an assessment so that we can see where you are. And because at the moment everything is a little bit in the air, different schools have covered different parts of the syllabus. So yeah, in the third week you will have your first test. And the course starts, I think it's the first week of September, but I cannot tell you for sure the date. You will find out in enrollment.
Yeah. Okay, so next question. How many topics are there in the first and second year?
So in the first year, you have atomic structure, you have bonding, you have the periodic table trends, then you have physical chemistry, which is energetics. You have rates of reaction, equilibrium, and then organic chemistry, which is alkanes, alkenes, alcohols, and then analysis, all those topics. Then for the second year, it's pretty much the same topics, but it is an extension.
Okay, thank you for that, Fran. Mame is asking, do we have to buy any books?
So the college will lend you a book, which is a very good one. You will also have access to an electronic book. And also the book will facilitate the CGP revision guide for you. So the college will buy a set of revision guides. You can buy it in the college and you will get it cheaper than if you do outside. But it's completely up to you. You can buy the CGP anywhere, but you will need it.
Okay, thank you, Fran. Raina says, at the end of the first year, do we take an exam? And if we fail it, are we kicked out of the subject/course?
We don't want to kick out anyone, yeah? We don't want to do that.
No.
So at the end of the first year, you do have an exam. You do. It's an official exam. It's not set by Newbig. It's by the exam board, by OCR. So it's a real exam marked by examiners, not by your teachers. If you fail, then you cannot progress on to the second year. Definitely not. It wouldn't make any sense. The second year, if you haven't passed the first one, is not accessible. So then you would have to change course. That is for sure. But it is in your best interest.
Okay, thank you. Atul says, is there any specific equipment that we need for next year?
Well, I would say it's really important to be organized. Very important, because you will get lots of materials, worksheets. So just make sure that maybe you get a green folder or a book so that you keep all your notes, all your tests, everything in place so that you can use it for revision. That's it, really, I would say.
Okay, thank you. Mame is asking, in case we are writing exams, are we going to do it online?
Well, that's a good question. It's all a bit uncertain at the moment, isn't it? But we are hoping that next year they will be back to normality, that there will be normal written exams. So we are not expecting them to be online. We are expecting them to be in writing, normal ones. Sorry, 1 second. My battery, yeah. So yes, there will be written exams, official ones at the end of the year, internal tests throughout the year. And you wouldn't expect them to be online. That's not the plan. But you never know.
You're right, you never know. So Tanya is asking, does the foundation test at the third week determine whether we go into study A-level chemistry, or is it just to see where we are?
That's a really good question. So you do your test. We see where you are. That helps your teachers to plan their teaching. Yeah, to plan it at the right level for you. But then if you've done really badly and your teacher thinks you are not going to succeed because A-level is very challenging, they will recommend you to change course. They may, just for your own benefit. So we want you in the course. We don't want you out of the course. But if we believe you are not going to succeed or you may fail, we'll let you know, which I think you will want to know. But that's it, really. Yeah, so I think you could expect your teacher to have a conversation with you.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you, Fran. Okay, that was the last question. Let me just scroll down. Is there any more? No, I can't see any more questions coming up. Okay, Fran, I'll ask you a quick question. So we expect all our students to do work outside of class and carry out some independent learning. How much time would you recommend students to be spending on that?
That's a good question. Good question. I think what is really important is for any student to do their best. Always do your best. Then what is the minimum time that you have to spend? I would say maybe, let's say, around 4 weekly hours. Around that, I would say probably minimum. You will have time. You have 3 periods during the day that you can use for revision. Actually, we recommend you to use them for revision. But yeah, you have to put the effort in. It doesn't matter if you believe that you know it very well. You can always get ahead. You can do independent work. You have resources. We'll give you books so you can get ahead if you need to. The more you can do in a healthy way, without going, let's say, crazy. So as long as you are enjoying it and you feel good about it, then definitely go for it. Put the work in. It will help you. Yeah, and you will enjoy the subject more.
Fantastic, thank you. I've just got another quick question that's come up. Somebody asking, what time do classes start?
They start at 9 o'clock. It may be that maybe one day you don't have period 1. Maybe you start a little bit later because the timetable is a little, it depends on each student. Not every student in college has got the same timetable. So, but normally you will start at 9 o'clock.
Okay, thank you. Question here, are we going to be given notes to study for this course? I mean chemistry as a whole.
I would say your teacher, when they are teaching, they will tell you, oh, make a note of this. This is really important. But you will have the CGP revision guide, which is brilliant. There are plenty of notes online. We wouldn't recommend you to spend a lot of time making notes. Some students really like it, and we respect that, but that doesn't challenge you. You need to go into application questions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I did my GCSE science with AQA. Will OCR be very different?
Not really. You can easily go from one example to the other. But once you have started, if you start with OCR, in the second year, you wouldn't want to change. Actually, it doesn't really matter. The second year of A-level chemistry is very different depending on the exam board. But the first year is quite common. So yeah, on GCSE, it doesn't matter, Tanya. I think you can go confidently into OCR and Excel, whichever exam board will be fine.
Okay, thank you, Fran. How often do we get tested during A-levels?
So you have tests that are for the whole cohort, so for all classes in A-level, and I think you will have around, let's say, around 5 in the whole year. But then your teacher may want to give you an extra assessment, maybe. It depends a little bit on the teacher, but definitely you can expect around 5 big ones.
Okay, thank you, Fran. For the GCSE 9 to 1 grading system, what is it, the rough equivalent to the A-level grading system? So for the GCSE 9 to 1 grading system, they're asking for the rough equivalent to the A-level grading system.
Well, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? Because GCSE doesn't compare to A-level in a way. It's not straightforward. If you get an A in a 9 in GCSE, does that mean that you will get an A star in A-level? Not necessarily. It's to be seen. It does depend on the student. So from the GCSE, you will have an idea as to how well you can do in A-level, but there is not direct conversion between grades, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Fran. Are we going to retake the exams in case we fail for the first time?
I would say, so you have your test, SMA, which we call SMA. It means Standard Monetary Assessment. You do it and that's it. You have to really do your best. Don't think that you will get another one, because there will be, but it will be a different one, maybe a month later or so. So if you do badly in one, not to worry, not the end of the world. You always try your best. If you do badly in the next one, you do better. When it comes to official exams in summer, there's only one. Well, there are two actually. It's paper one, paper two, and you cannot retake them.
Okay.
That's how the exam board sets it.
Okay, thank you, Fran. Raina, if you don't do well in the first year, could you change to AS for the second year?
I think that may be a little bit tricky. I'm not very sure. You will have to have a conversation with the head of department to see into which course you can change. So if in the first year you don't do well, then definitely you will have to change course, something that you will enjoy and that it will suit you. But at that time, you will have to have a conversation with the head of department, depending on what what we see from you and what you like, what you want to do.
Okay, thank you, Fran. Okay, so if we miss the exam, are we going to retake?
So, Maisha, do you mean the final exam? The exam in summer or the test? The final exam. That one, if you happen to miss that external exam, then you will get a grade based on your teacher's assessment. But normally students don't miss that final exam. It's very unusual, and if you do, you have to have a very good reason and it needs to be justified. Yeah, because it is an official paper. I wouldn't worry too much about missing the exam. It should be fine, hopefully. Yeah.
Okay, no more questions coming at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually expecting someone to raise some questions and concerns about the practical clips that they watched, but it's like you're all happy. Looking forward to seeing you guys in September in the lab.
Okay, so we've got a couple of minutes left. So shall we, Fran, would you like me to? Would you like to? We're on the enrollment date.
Yeah. So we go through to the enrollment.
Oh, we've just suddenly got a message and it says, is it recommended to take maths with chemistry?
I would say so. Yeah. If you like maths, it really helps. If you do A-level maths, it helps. It's not essential, but it is an advantage to do A-level maths.
I agree, yes. Okay, so shall we just finish off or?
Yes.
Okay, so enrollment, guys, is the date has been set for Thursday, the 12th of August. Okay, if you have already applied to the college, you will receive a link via email to enroll the day before your GCSE results come out, so D-Day. If you haven't applied, you need to visit the website, which is newvic.ac.uk/apply. Once you have received your final GCSE results, you need to click the link in the email. You need to upload your results, okay, and wait for a call from the college to complete the enrollment process. Okay. Any questions regarding the enrollment? Okay, do you have to apply and enroll? So yes, you're expected to apply to the college, okay, and the link has been given to you. So it's newvic.ac.uk/apply. But then once you get your GCSE results, you're expected to then upload those results and the college will contact you. Okay, question here, what if you have not written your GCSE exams? So, Fran, do you want to take that?
So this year we haven't had exams, but you will get a GCSE certificate, correct? So then so you apply or you enroll with the GCSE certificates that you will get. Even if you haven't done exams, but you just use the certificate.
Okay, do you need to bring a physical copy of your reference or do you already have it from your school?
If you can bring the physical copy, if you have it, it will help, just in case.
Okay, and can you get enrolled if you are from another country and you've not done GCSEs?
Yes, you can. What we'll do, we'll assess you and then decide if you are ready to do A-level or not. There is a very good course that Harry has been teaching this year. It's the GCSE Science Pack, where you do combined science as well as English, maths, and it's mostly for international students who need a little bit of a transition into the English curriculum and English examination system. So then they spend 1 year doing GCSE and then they move on to A-level or BTEC level 3, whichever course. And in terms of references, I would say probably we don't have it from your school. And unless you bring it, sometimes we have to ask for it. So if you can bring it yourself, it's easier.
Is Atia gone? Is Atia still here?
I think, Adi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here. Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Now we can, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so shall we wrap it up, guys? Or, oh, another question. Is there any deadline for applying and enrolling?
I would say there is no deadline. So we don't have a deadline, but the sooner you do it, the better, because if the course fills up, then we won't be able to take you. So if you haven't applied, I would apply now. Enroll as soon as you can, just to make sure that you get your place.
Is there A-level French at Newvic?
I don't think so. There was before, there isn't anymore. You have A-level Spanish, if you're interested in it. Yeah, but not French. We do have Spanish, and I think in the past, some students have done A-level Italian, but they've done it independently, not going to lessons in college.
Okay, so that's looks like no more questions now. So. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming online. And I hope we've answered your questions. And we've attempted to the best of our ability. Thank you so much, Fran, for that. And we wish you a restful summer. And I hope to see you enrolling at Newberg. Okay, so bye from me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Bye. See you September.
Thank you. Bye.